I'm Charles Bursell. This is Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. We talked on a previous episode about the whole idea of amateurs versus experts. Do you remember that? Mostly talked and focused on the arts. Amateur artists versus professional artists, theater and music and that sort of thing. I want to kind of extend that conversation in this half hour where it applies to other areas. People with no particular training or education or expertise in lots of areas, whether it's politics or religion or parenting. Health is a big one, food and nutrition. And they develop their own homespun philosophies. And this is an expression I want to explore tonight. Homespun philosophy, especially the natural extension of that, where it turns into advice. All of a sudden, you're given advice, just no shame at all. There are just some people who have no shame about giving unsolicited advice about things they know very little about. Now, I want to say this one thing before we get into the meat of it, and that is, like I said on the previous show, I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship. The love part is that I think we all should be thinking about politics and religion and parenting and food and nutrition and health. We should be discussing these things. We should be reading about them. We shouldn't just sit back quietly like, oh, I'm a big dope. I can't participate in any of this. Just let the experts tell me what to do. No, this is the love part. I definitely want to encourage you to think about these things, to talk about these things. The hate part is when you get this idea that we really want to hear your advice, when you actually don't know what you're talking about, but you share it anyway. That's what we're talking about today, homespun philosophy and unsolicited advice. Looks like we have a caller. I'm going to guess what she's calling about. Well, let her speak for herself.
Hi, Charles. My name is Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
I think I know why you're calling, but you go ahead and tell me.
Do you? Oh, my God. Are you like a fortune teller?
No, I'm not, but I have an inkling.
Okay, you were talking about these people who like to give their advice unsolicited, and oh my God, you were like touching some nerve in my body. I was like, oh, my friends, my family, my work co-workers, everybody's always giving me advice.
You're the recipient of the advice.
Oh my God, yeah. And I just wanted to say, for all you people who like to give advice, I've just got some advice for you.
All right.
And that is to try not to do it as much.
All right.
Is my advice, because it just makes you come off as like a know-it-all. Like, nobody knows like my life story and how I got to where I was. So when I'm talking to my coworkers about not being able to afford like a fancy prefix dinner that they're all going in on, like, they're like, oh, Sophie, you should just save up money. And my advice to them is shut your damn mouth, because I've got money. I just need to spend it on other things.
Sure. Yeah, everybody thinks they know. Here's what they're doing. I'm sorry, Sophie?
Yeah, Sophie.
Okay, I didn't write it down. I got to write down or I forget. What they're doing is they're assuming things about themselves are universal. They can do certain things or act in a certain way, and they expect that you can too.
I don't know,
but they're wrong,
Charles,
aren't they?
What you're saying right now sounds a lot like advice. And
we're giving each other advice. Yeah.
I'm not really into that, you know?
I understand.
So thank you, and stop giving advice.
All right, good. Well, she eventually got to it. That was actually what I was saying when she first called. Because I recognize the irony of this whole thing. Believe me. I'm just doing a whole show about giving advice to people about not giving advice.
All right, everybody, gather around. It is ravioli lean cuisine night. All right, I got $5 from Bill. I have got $5 from Susan. Sophie, are you in on our lean cuisine?
I'm sorry, Brian. Again, I cannot participate this week.
Oh, Jesus. Now, listen, Sophie. Sit down for a second. I'm going to tell you something. I was born.
Yeah.
As a baby.
I know this.
And look at me now.
You're a grown-ass man.
Grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Now listen, if you want to make some more money...
I don't.
I tell you what you're going to have to do.
Uh-huh.
Now, as a coworker, I do feel weird about saying this, but You have
should.
a nice build, Sophie.
Okay.
And you know where you should take that build?
No, just stop now.
On stage, Sophie. Susan, weren't you telling me that the other day?
Oh, yes. I think Sophie would be just marvelous in our next modeling competition in the workplace.
That's coming up this Friday.
You can win a $25 coupon to Pick and Save.
Thank you both. I am very comfortable with my income at this point in my life.
You should do it though, Sophie. You should do it.
Yeah,
You look
but do
great.
you want to be comfortable where you're
I
at
don't
right
see
now?
a drop of fat on those thighs.
Have you ever stopped to think that maybe I don't like you people? I don't want to have ravioli night with you?
Aw, Sophie, that hurts my feelings. You should probably not hurt people's feelings like that.
God, Sophie, the best way to not hurt people's feelings is to not tell us what to do. I mean, I'm insulted.
I don't think that's good advice
I'm
to give her. I
insulted.
think you need to tell her exactly how she shouldn't come here.
I
Can
appreciate
we
that
rewind
advice.
for a second? Because Susan's saying shouldn't come as if work isn't a thing that I need to come to. So, Susan, I am here to do tax preparation,
And
just
I'm
like all
here
of us.
to tell you, Sophie, you're fired.
Now, see, Sophie,
Ooh,
the best
ah,
way to handle this.
Why is this a problem, though? Why is homespun philosophy, thinking you know the answer to everything, and blatantly sharing it, shamelessly sharing it, let it roll off your back, chew his other friends, it's not a problem? Maybe, I don't know. I think it is a problem. I think it can do real harm, especially if one person has some power over the other person. And let's face it, in almost every relationship, friendships or spouses or mates, one person is going to have maybe the power isn't always equal. So I think you can do some damage if you have influence over somebody and you're recklessly advising them. We got a caller. Hi, you're on the air.
Charles, this is your childhood neighbor lady.
Childhood neighbor lady?
Veshnashna.
Okay, trying to remember.
I would come and I would pinch your little cute cheeks every Saturday, remember?
Every Saturday. Yeah, we have a
was
bad
so
connection. I'm
cute.
only catching some of this. You pinched my cheeks? Is that what you said?
Yes, you
Were
was.
you a very rotund lady, as I recall?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was bird-breasted. Now I am dead, but I am calling you from the other side. And
Oh.
I have been watching you, Charles. And I have made some observations.
All right.
I've noticed you do not have a lady.
I don't have a lady right now. Just to be clear, you're calling from the other side. You're dead. We don't have a perfect connection, so I want to make sure listeners understand. You're dead, and you're calling from the other side, and you're calling with some advice for me about not having a lady.
Yes.
All right, we've caught everything up. Now, what's your advice for me?
You're very lonely, Charles.
Very lonely.
I feel bad for little Charles.
All right, well,
I think
Actu-
you should buy yourself a new suit and go to
a noose? I should buy myself a noose?
no,
What are you suggesting?
a new suit.
Oh, a new suit. I'm sorry. I'm really very happy. I'm pretty content.
No, you are lonely.
I'm lonely.
I
Okay.
see you, Charles. You watch the TV alone.
I guess I do that sometimes.
You need a woman, a good woman.
All right. Well, you want to fix me up? Maybe you know somebody.
Yes, I have just a woman, and I will cosmically transfer you to her now.
All right. Have her give me a call. Did I lose her? That was my old neighbor, who's dead now, and she's watching over me. That's always nice to hear. And she's giving me some advice that I should. I guess maybe at some point during the podcast I might get a call from this woman. But we'll continue on and not worry about that. At some point I'm sure she'll call. That'll be fine.
Here's the new dresser.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you. It's oak. The drawers open in and out like they're supposed to.
I love oak. I love the design that you put on the corners.
Oh, thanks. Well, I know that you appreciate the corners, so why don't you open the second drawer there?
Okay.
See what's in it.
All right. The second drawer. Oh,
Read it.
okay.
Read what it says.
I'm taking it. All right. Oh, wow.
Read it out loud to me.
Okay.
Whisper it.
Okay. All right. This is great. Okay. Dear Shelley,
Dear Shelley, that's you.
that's me. We have been dating for 5 years.
5 years.
I
Long time.
made you this dresser
Yep.
so that you may fold your clothes inside. That's nice.
You're welcome.
And I hope that I will always be folded in your heart. That's really nice too.
Thank you. Wrote it myself.
And will you marry me? Love, Jeremy.
Love Jeremy. That's me.
I'm gonna fold it back up.
Okay. And this is actually a good time. I bought you the dresser. Do you see the way that you folded that piece of paper?
Yeah.
Very messy. It's very messy.
Oh.
Well, first of all, will you marry me? I guess that's the main question. But the bigger
Right.
question is, maybe if you'd work on your folding. Do you see the shirt that I'm wearing right now? Kind of wrinkly. So I bought you this dresser because it fits perfectly. My t-shirts fit perfectly in that second drawer. So watch. Okay, this is how I fold it. Sleeves in. Over, under. I place it in. You do this weird side-to-side thing. And
Yeah, I
it's-
do sleeves to sleeves,
Sleeves.
and then fold it. Oh, sorry. Fold it, sleeves to sleeves, and then fold it.
Nope, not the right way. So I guess we kind of missing the big point here. Will you marry me? But secondly, once that does happen, maybe we work on our folding.
I suppose I can. This is a great segue into how you don't pee in the toilet, but you pee outside of the toilet. And
yep.
so, right. So I don't have a penis, so I don't know how that works. But I have had ex-partners, and I
yep.
grew up with some brothers, and they all
Sure.
managed to pee in the toilet.
Interesting. Maybe if they bought toilets with some porcelain space on the side, maybe I wouldn't have to pee outside of the toilet. Isn't that interesting? Do you see how I built the dresser? Honey, I built it with space, and it's perfectly dimensioned.
All I'm saying, Jeremy, is that we both have things we don't like about each other, and maybe, just maybe, this is not the appropriate context within which to ask me to marry you.
You know what? If you don't like the dresser, I'm taking it back.
Who gives a woman a dresser, not an engagement ring, you
Jeremy
weirdo?
gives a woman a dresser, you weirdo.
And we're talking about homespun philosophy today, talking about giving each other advice, unsolicited advice. There's a time and a place. I want to read something to you that I kind of just chose randomly. These are easy to find. Go to your Facebook feed anytime, day or night. Scroll for a couple of minutes and you'll find one of these. I'm reading to you now. Someday, everything will make perfect sense. So for now, laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That's unsolicited spiritual advice that I could very easily pick apart 100 times over. You could take any line from this thing and just pick it apart. It used to be in the old days, that kind of stuff you would find magnetized to a refrigerator door. My sister-in-law was kind of the perfect person in my family for this. Anytime I would visit my brother and my sister-in-law, she would grab me by the arm and take me into the kitchen and show me, the kitten hanging from the bar saying, hang in there, or whatever cute sort of little inspirational saying or picture. And now our whole digital world is one big refrigerator door with garbage like this.
Oh, Margaret, I'm so glad that you had such a fun time at the March for Science the other day. That sounds so great.
Great matters.
I know. Thanks for meeting me here in this coffee shop. It's just great to catch up. I haven't seen you since Trump got elected. I don't like to say his name. Sorry. But
Not my president.
same. But it's so nice to see you. I have been just laughing. He passes an executive order and I just laugh. And I feel like,
What is wrong with you?
well, I'm putting like positivity in the world.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like he does this thing and I'm like, oh, what can you do? But like laugh at the confusion. And so I just laugh really loudly. So I admire you for marching, but I feel like, I'm at home on my floor laughing, and I feel like that's basically like marching for science or women's rights, right?
Well, Stephanie, I saw a Facebook meme the other day. And you know what it
Excuse
said?
me, a what? A mem?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just clear.
I saw a Facebook meme the other day.
Do you mean a meme?
I saw a Facebook meme.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you guys talking about Facebook memes? I saw a great...
MySpace?
Memes. Facebook memes.
Oh, Facebook memes. Sorry, I heard memes.
No,
Sorry
it's
to
cool.
interrupt.
No worries. Go on. Sorry, Margaret. Go on.
I saw a Facebook viral post.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And you know what it said?
Tell me, please.
If you're laughing on your floor at home and not partaking in the revolution, you're the same thing as Trump. And it had a butterfly
Oof.
superimposed over it.
Oof. You know, that stings a little. It stings a little.
Well, no, it's just something I saw. I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm not giving you any advice or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting out there what I saw. I did repost it and I tagged you, but you never liked it or anything.
It's not okay, let me clarify. I'm not just laughing. Like, I'm laughing and then I'm thinking really hard about how in 5 years we'll look back on this and we'll be like, wow, what a show that was. And
Yeah, too bad our Earth is all bombed up.
that's not gonna happen though. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? We'll just look back and be like,
I already have my visa for Colombia. I am moving tomorrow.
okay, well, I was just following the lead of...
Our friendship is in a transitional period, Stephanie.
Wow. Margaret, I saw this meme the other day on Facebook that said...
Hi, sorry to interrupt. Are you guys talking about Facebook memes again?
No, meme.
Oh,
Men.
shit. Sorry, I heard memes. Sorry.
So I saw this meme that said that you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your
Your
friends.
friends knows that was my Facebook meme. Sorry to
Dude.
interrupt. But I heard that you also said my Facebook meme, and you just said to pick your friends, pick your nose thing. That was also my Facebook meme.
Wow.
Yeah, in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Troy Tito right here. You shared
And-
it. You reposted it. Thank you for that.
And is
Autograph?
that your contribution to...
The revolution?
We're all part of the revolution. Sometimes I just sit back and laugh.
You make some memes?
I
He
make
makes
some
it legitimate.
memes.
You know, he's a man.
I'm a man.
He's a man.
Make my memes. I'm a my man.
I'm gonna go back to my house and laugh for a few hours.
Maybe it's just a little, it's a foible. It's a human foible that we have. It's something that we can just turn our backs on. We can avoid people like this. But I tend to take it a little more seriously. I think it's dumbing us down. It's making us, it's hurting the culture. It's actually hurting our politics and things that are genuinely important. I'm suspecting that it does make a difference. Looks like we have a call. Hi.
Hi, is this Charles Bursell?
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hi, my name is Selma.
Hi, Selma.
Hi, I am based in the Chicago area. I have a radio show called
good.
What's Going On with Selma.
What's going on with Selma? All right.
Yeah, maybe you've heard
I'm
it.
honored to have you on the program.
It is regionally syndicated, so
Okay.
it may have come across your earwaves.
I keep my ear out there.
Thank you.
I'll make sure to listen. Selma, what's it? I'm going to write this down. What's it called again, Selma?
What's happening with Selma?
What's happening with Selma? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So, this is kind of awkward, but
Yeah.
I got this visitation from a ghost, and she was very hard to understand. Lots of mumbles, not like us in the radio business.
Selma, Selma.
There she. Okay.
There she is.
Yeah.
And she said, well, quite frankly, she said, Selma,
There's a man for you.
yep, I don't have to say it if she's going to say it. She said I was lonely. I said I am happy. She said,
Yeah.
you are not.
Yeah, she told me the same thing. She told me I was lonely and that I should get with
A lady.
you, I guess.
Yeah, so, I guess this is our first date.
All right. So, do you have any brothers or sisters? Or?
Yeah, I've got one brother. Yep.
Okay,
His
yeah.
name is Fran.
Fran?
Make up the babies, you two, make up the babies.
Okay, so Charles, you've
Wow.
known her longer. Is there like an off switch to this woman?
I was just a little kid when I knew her. I knew her knees and her hips mostly.
Oh, he had the cutest little cheeks.
She would pinch my-
my.
Yeah, I really cried and ran away mostly when I saw her. So
Yeah, I've got one brother. He lives in Florida. He's
Yeah.
retired. His name is Fran, short
Okay.
for Francis. It's not that weird of a name. Do you have any siblings?
I come from a large Catholic family. I'm the second youngest.
See,
yeah.
I don't know.
He's a good Catholic boy. Selma.
I love first date conversation, don't you, Selma?
Especially with a ghost hanging over my shoulder, am I right?
Right.
I am a strong agnostic, and so the fact
right.
that you're Catholic, I'm just not feeling.
Oh
like
no, I
this
was
is gonna-
I was raised Catholic. I'm now a Spinoza atheist.
A heathen.
Um, Selma, the topic of our show today is advice. Do you have any advice for us?
Oh yeah, I've got a ton of advice.
By the way, what's your show? Do you dole out advice on your show? Are you kind of an Oprah show?
Occasionally, no, not Oprah. Though God
She's the
bless
queen of
her,
it-
I
of
do
yeah.
love and admire
Yeah,
Oprah.
she's the
and-
queen of unsolicited advice.
Well, Charles, we'll have to agree to disagree. Oprah has a golden worldview, and I would be a liar if I said she did not influence me.
Are you into that whole abundance thing?
No,
that she's
I don't know
into?
what you mean by abundance thing, but if you mean am I into putting positive intentions into the world and realizing my dreams and making the best life that I can make, then yes, who isn't? I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah.
Hey, dead neighbor, are you still there? Do you think this is a match?
I am always here.
Do you think this is a match?
Dead neighbor, who the hell doesn't like Oprah, okay? Oprah is a goddess.
Oprah is she's the goddess of unsolicited advice.
She gave out
She's
a bunch of cars.
She's the goddess of homespun philosophy, the scourge of homespun philosophy.
All right, I've got some advice for you, Charles.
Yeah.
If you want to find happiness in your life, you got to stop being so cynical. Stop having such a dark view of the world here,
Okay.
because you're not drawing in positive people. You're just drawing in the cretins that I hear on your show.
All right.
And
And you draw in, who do you draw in?
gosh, Lady Gaga's my best
Yeah.
friend.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know,
I got
not
it.
to name
All right.
drop, but she
All right.
is.
Yeah, well, I got a dead neighbor who hangs out with me.
I know, that's something to brag about, dude.
All right. Okay, that pretty much went like most of my first dates. Right there.
Oh, Charles.
That's pretty good.
I
All right.
cried.
Oh, she's still there. Thanks, dead neighbor. Hi.
I cried in heaven
Yeah, tears in heaven.
when you see it
I
raining.
think Eric Clapton wrote a song about you.
It is me crying for you.
Oh, have I convinced you? Yeah, well, okay, she's off. She's off into the netherworld again. All right. We're having fun today, right?
So, Selma, I was listening to the radio on my drive home, and you're going on dates with other people now, radio host? What am I not good enough?
You're fine. It
Oh,
was just a phone date.
fine.
It was
Just
a phone date.
A phone date, and you yell at me when I rack up our phone bills with my phone quote-unquote dates.
Okay, now you're digging up an argument that we had back in the 19...
Get out the shovel, Selma, because we're digging now. What's happening with Selma? I'll tell you what, her boyfriend's real pissed off.
Well, last we talked, sweetheart, we were opening up our relationship because you wanted to go on a date with the woman from the Dairy Queen.
Don't you bring in Clarissa. You know what? Maybe now's a good time. Clarissa, come on in.
Hey, I'm Clarissa.
Welcome back to What's Happening with Selma, where my boyfriend is of 7 years is bringing in his girlfriend who works at the Dairy Queen. Am I right,
prefer
Clarissa?
the term slut.
Well, that's a choice that you've made, and I'm not going to say it because, as my listeners know, that is not a word I abide by. But sure, if you'd like to self-identify
You're
in that
just
way.
not body positive.
All right.
Well,
You picked a good one, Donald.
well, thanks, Selma.
Now we've got a caller calling in. Yes, hello. Welcome to What's Happening with Selma.
Dump that jerk, man. He's no good for you. You're too good for that guy.
Why do you stay around with that guy for so long? You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to your show for 5 years, and I mean, I grew up on your show. I mean, you were my first crush in high school, and now I'm like 30, and
I hear you, friend. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam,
Johnson
thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Thanks
from
for
Hyde
the
Park and,
from Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Oh, right next door.
Really?
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know. I knew we lived close to somebody I knew that I didn't know it was famous. Selma, you just gotta dump that guy. I just want to say dump him.
Well, I
okay?
appreciate your input. Sam. Thanks for calling in. Well, you all, you heard it here. Relationships are complicated. My boyfriend and I have been together for 7 years, and it has been a long time. So breaking up is just not quite on the table yet. I believe we have another caller. Hello. Yes, welcome to What's Happening with Selma.
Yeah, hi, Selma.
Hi.
This is Charles Bursell. We spoke earlier.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Charles Bursell.
I'm listening to your show. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you. Can I just fill the listeners in onto what our relationship is?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so Charles Bursell has his own radio show. I have a radio show. We have a dead person in common who told us both that we would be in love someday.
And
so
you're
mean
on
to-
my show as we speak, so we're simulcasting at the
We're
moment.
cross-pollinating, as they say in the radio biz.
Selma and I are.
I didn't mean to summon your neighbor. I'm sorry.
We were all the dead neighbor is back. I've gotten very used to it.
I'm always with
She's
Charles.
Yeah, I've gotten very used to it now. So the
very lonely.
dead neighbor set us up on a date. Selma, did you tell your listeners about our date?
I didn't have to. My boyfriend of 7 years came on the show, and he told everybody about it. So.
That's where I called.
Rat bastard!
Hello and welcome back to Dinner Time with Donald. It looks like we got a bunch of radio phone lines crossed here. We've got one with this guy Charles and another with this lady Selma. But I just wanted to say Dinner Time with Donald. This is our first episode. So our first episode is going to be about phone dates. We have our first caller.
Hi, Donald.
All right, sounds like quite the lady on the phone.
It's just Selma, and I can't believe you started a radio show to try to outdo my radio shows. That's pretty fickle.
Dinner Time with Donald. Now you try to top that theme song, Selma.
Selma, where are we now?
Now we're on my...
Dinner with Donald. We are on Charles Bursell's podcast.
And what's
we are
happening
on
with
What's Happening
Selma?
with Selma.
Boy, this is pretty exciting. Any advice? We've got three different shows happening here once. Okay, there's my dead neighbor.
Marry high.
I should marry Selma.
Think of the children.
Donald is he involved in this triangle in any way? I've lost track.
He used to be, but I don't even know if he
You're
wants
rat
to
bastard.
date me anymore.
I need some advice. I really need some advice as to how to handle.
Well, if you love dancing with the devil, listen to Dinner Time with Donald and don't date that dingus.
All right.
There you have it, everybody.
Advice to live by.
Yeah.
And, well, there it is. As the theme music for Selma's show fades away and the static from Donald's show fades away, that's it for us. It's Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater, unsolicited advice, homespun philosophy. Keep a lid on it. There it is. SCTRT players, Krista Jarzinski, Anja, not Anja Seeger, The Scrouse, and Jonathan Wachala. Music by Peter Donalds. I'm your affable host, Charles Bursell. Go to my website, charlesbursell.com. You'll find all the links.
The babies, you too, make of the babies.
Oh, Make of the Babies. Okay, all the apps and platforms you'll find right there, all the links, and all the shows you can listen to them. Of course, Facebook and Twitter. You know how it all works. Thanks, everybody. See ya.